I got a new MIADY battery from Amazon, which is an 8 amp hour battery, 102 watt hours. These things are hard to find. You know, the 16 amp hour is gone. I think they have a 20 up there now. I think they have like a 36 and like a 100. These smaller ones go quickly. In fact, by the time I ordered this and got it, I was out of town at the time when it arrived. By the time I got home and started recording this video, I think they're sold out already. But we're going to do a power test on this anyway to test the power rating of a brand new 8 amp hour MIADY battery. Check it out.
CQ photo, CQ parked on the air, Kilo Charlie 5, Hotel Whiskey Bravo.
This video is sponsored by PCBWay.com. If you are a maker, a tinkerer, or a ham radio kit designer and you haven't checked out PCBWay, you could be missing out. They obviously produce full-featured printed circuit boards, including flexible circuit boards with tons of materials and options. Now they offer basically everything you need to turn your ideas into reality, which includes 3D printing, injection molding, CNC manufacturing, or just plain old PCB board manufacturing. They do it all for competitive prices. Check out the link in the description below to support this channel, and thank you, PCBWay. Ham Radio 2.0 reviews, news, and how-tos of things that are new in ham radio. Thank you for joining today. I really like doing these battery tests. They are very easy to do with this West Mountain Radio CBA5, or CBA Victor for Roman numeral 5. It's a computerized battery analyzer. I've done several videos with this device that tests the longevity and the capacity of batteries that claim to be 10 amp hours, 20 amp hours, whatever. Had really good success with testing this original 6 amp hour battery, which when I tested it was just over 2 years old, and that was a few months ago, so it's probably closer to 2.5 years old right now since I bought this and used it at the deer lease several times to power my IC705. But now I've got a brand new one, which is 8 amp hours, which again, I looked yesterday, I was like, crap, I waited too long because I found it on Amazon. I'm like, oh, they got a new small one out. Something that's, you know, less than 60 bucks. I think this was like 35 bucks or something like that. So they got a new small one out. Let's grab it. Let's test it. Let's do a video about it. But by the time all that happened, they're sold out on Amazon. So what are you going to do? But I did want to show you guys, kind of like compare the two together, because this is the old one. You can see that the green is a little bit faded here. It's been out in the sun. This is the new one. This is 2 amp hours larger than this one. This one's a bit taller. I've got them sitting on their back right now. That's what they look like from the top. This one's a bit taller, and it's probably about the same width. Yep. I think this one, the new one, is a bit higher in this direction towards the camera. Okay. But this one, the new one, the 8 amp hour is a bit heavier. It's just got more material in it. But surprisingly, they're both about the same size, even though this one's 2 amp hours smaller in capacity than this one. So now we're going to take a minute and set up our CBA software. Got the West Mountain Radio plug on here with the blade connectors on one side. Don't really need this extra extension cable. Sometimes I'll use this just to, if it's too long, but this battery's small enough, it's low enough to the table. There's that. Okay, now we got that all plugged up, and we're going to go over here back to this screen because that is where I set. I can go detect here, and it detects 13.7 volts, 4 cells, and I got to manually change the capacity to 8 amp hours. This amplifier, no amplifier down here. I'm going to do one of these tests one day with one of these batteries on like a 1,000 watt amplifier, so I can see how long like a PO4 power 24 amp hour battery from Gigaparts will run, say, a kilowatt amplifier. That might be kind of fun. But today we're just going to test the full capacity of this. In fact, let me name it real quick. Now we'll have it correct when it goes. And I'm going to switch to this screen here. That there, click on start, and you can see that it's starting right there. Oh, wow. Okay, then. It started, it dipped, and it went back up to 14 watts. That's unusual. Started at like 13.7 volt. Sorry, I said watts. Volts. 13.7 volts. Dipped down to 13.3 volts, and then it jumped up to 13.967 volts, almost 14 volts. So there it goes right there. It should take about 8 hours, assuming the capacity on the battery is correct. So we're going to pause the camera, and I'm going to come back and show you guys what the end result is.
The next day.
So that test came in with disappointing results. 6.161 amp hours, 80.054 watt hours, when this thing clearly says that it should be an 8 amp hour battery, and 102.4 watt hours is what it says on the front of this battery. Now, maybe they mislabeled it, because like I showed you in the beginning of the video, these two batteries are about the same size. However, this new one that's marked 8 amp hours is heavier, so it's like they tried to compact an 8 amp hour into a 6 amp hour package. But it doesn't look like they were very successful with it, because it's only measuring at 6.1 amp hours. I did make sure that I had the battery fully charged before I brought it out here to the shack and put it on this meter. You know, my previous test with the 6 amp hour that's 2.5 years old at the time of this recording was very positive. So I'm disappointed that this MIADY battery doesn't live up to what it's advertised as. Could be I got a fluke. Could be I don't know. Could be I just got a bad battery. It could be that this short run of batteries, because they weren't available on Amazon very long, it could be that this short run was no good. Maybe that's why they pulled them. I don't know. I guess I would need to test a third MIADY battery, which I do not have in my possession right now, before I could make a determination. All I know is that I've been very happy with this 6 amp hour that I've had for 2.5 years. Every time I go to use it, it's like 90 to 95% charged, even after letting it sit for several weeks, maybe even a couple months. So we'll have to do some testing with the 8 amp hour and see how it works in the field as well. What batteries do you guys want to see tested next? I really enjoy doing these tests, and I'll be happy to test any battery that you send me a link to.